Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I'm your host, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and it's good to be back in the seat. Glad you guys are here. I can already see you popping in, so I want to thank you already for those that are coming in. Appreciate you for tuning in to another episode. Tonight, I got a fantastic guest. Yeah, I kind of say that all the time, but I tell you why I say it tonight because I kind of know this person, uh, know this person. I kind of know this person, know this person. Kind of knew her in the start of her career. What's up, Smoke? Good evening, Jackie. Good evening, Nancy. Welcome to the show. And we've been friends for watch how old I make her sound. A long time. We've been friends for a long time, but it's been a really good, fantastic friendship because obviously she's known me through my travels in my career, and I've known her through hers, and it's just really great to basically uh, bring her on and have her accept my invitation to sit down and talk because I have seen her do such great things. So you know how I do. I'm gonna wait for a second and I'll bring in. But again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're out there on YouTube or Facebook, my platforms, please share. This is the time to share. Uh, what's up, Arthur? How you doing? It's a time to share this so that we can share it with your friends. If they're not doing anything tonight, they can join us and enjoy this show because I guarantee you we're going to have a great time speaking with this lady about things that are going on. What's up, comedian Fig? So, um, yeah, she is an award-winning model. It's nice to throw that tag on. Multiple awards she's won. She's also been in multiple publications. And I saw a couple of her little things. Fire is fire on the runway. You got to give people their props where their props are due. We met in Charleston, South Carolina, where that's my second home. And she moved on to do things in Atlanta and all other. She even came up here and was involved in a couple of events up this way. But she'll tell you about all of that because it's been more than that. And she's sitting back there smiling, and I don't want to waste the cuteness. And so let's bring her on. Welcome her to the show, award-winning model Niki Nicole. Nikki, come on in.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
How are you doing? Come
I'm
on.
doing great.
I
Thank you.
know I didn't make you bashful back there. You're cheesing
I
and
am super shy.
whatever, whatever. I seen some of your model pictures. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm blessed. No, I can't complain about it at all. So, first of all, thank you for doing this. We go back way before or in the start of the comedy and the modeling thing. So we're friends. People need to know we're friends. It's not
Yeah,
like I don't know this lady. She doesn't know me. So it's great again, like I said at the beginning, to see you still doing what you love to do and what you aspire to do. And I'm just super proud of you.
yeah.
Because in this industry, there's a lot of craziness, but you set goals and you've achieved some things. So let's start at the beginning, as if I don't know you. I'm not going to make this an interview, because it'd be kind of crazy and mechanical just for TV. But no, tell the folks where you're from and when did you got your start?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am Niki Nicole McClain. I am a former resident of Charleston, South Carolina. That's where I was born and raised. I started my career just modeling, doing some local things in Charleston, and I gravitated towards Karen Morales. She is the CEO of Lacarzon modeling troupe, and that's where things shifted. And I was coming back and forth to Atlanta, and things just started blossoming from there. I worked with Bonner Brothers. I've been in several publications, as Shawn mentioned, Universal's Hair Salon, Hot Atlanta Hair, Bold Favor. That's a magazine. It's an international magazine as well in Atlanta. It's based out of Atlanta,
Okay.
Bold Favor. And it's been a wonderful ride. I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and it's been beautiful.
Now, let's go back to before all of that. Let's go back to when you were running around in them little white hard shoes, that we all ran around in, and then you were growing up playing with dolls and doing all that stuff and getting in your makeup, other people's makeup, aunties and all those folks. Uh, is this something that goes back to childhood? Because I know how girls are raised. It's about dressing up and doing all that. Is that something that went way back as far as you can remember, or was it something as you got older you said you wanted to get involved with?
I think it's in my DNA. My father was a fashion designer. He actually had a boutique down on King Street in Charleston, South Carolina, which he kind of navigated his way back from the New York area, the Big Apple, and that was the dashiki and the purse wearing era.
Yes, yes.
The bangles with the quarters and pennies and nickels and dimes and things like that. So he was definitely a designer. And I think that with my mom and grandma, that's all I saw was style. And my granddad was very stylish as well. So I really think it's in my DNA. I think it's something that I always loved is to create. And that's what fashion is for me. So I could literally take, like, for instance, my head wrap. I can literally take this and make it out of something. So this is literally a dress that I have on my head. So, I'm very creative. I'm very artsy. I love crafts. I love creating, painting and things like that. And for me, modeling is art.
Yeah,
Fashion is art.
I was going to get to the outfit, but thanks for jumping ahead of me. It's okay. It's fine. My guests tend to do that. I'm trying to be nice and relaxed and easy, and they're just like, oh, so. But that's a nice ensemble. It's a
Thank
that
you.
the piece around your neck. Everything is well coordinated, even with these shades on. Everything looks.
You can see me.
I can see it. Everything is all right. Now, did you do the whole? Now the dress part. Did you create that as well?
Yeah, this is my jean jacket.
Okay. You know what's crazy?
I
It's
keep it very simple.
I was gonna say it's as simple as that. Yeah, yeah. My jean jacket. I ain't put on nothing
Yeah,
special.
it's
Nothing
just a
special
jean
for you,
jacket.
Shawn. Just a jean
It's
jacket
my
wrapped
jean
up.
jacket, and I have it tied in the back. So yeah, I make it do what it do.
All
I'm
right,
I'm
cool.
very out of the box. I'm so not in the box type. My mind just does different things, and what I see beauty in everything. So I see beauty in this jean jacket that I have tied around my back, as well as the dress I have on my head. So it's
Listen,
beauty in everything.
yeah, yeah. And, like in the eye of the beholder. So now are you doing still a lot of your outfits that you wear when you do events?
A lot of them are already made by the designer.
Okay.
Normally, I would wear my own pieces to the events and things like that, get a lot of compliments, and but the majority of time I'm wearing the designer's pieces, and they already have us, with specific measurements and things like that. Already have things already set up for us to wear in the fashion show or whatever event we're attending.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some of that again. Let's go back to the Charleston era. Because when I was down there, we knew I really didn't know you were doing a lot of the modeling stuff or shows and things, and I obviously was doing radio and comedy. So we
Hmm.
never really crossed paths like as a comedy fashion show type thing. So what burns your inspiration for either outfits and or designs?
I'm a stylist as well. So making something from nothing is what I love to see. I love to see the last portion of what I put together. So, doing makeovers and making like I work with a lot of domestic violence survivors. I'm a survivor myself,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I've done shows along with Karen Morales, and we've done shows. We put shows together back in Charleston where we had the survivors come in. We made them over with hair, makeup, and different styles, and just made them look beautiful so that they can feel beautiful because if you look beautiful, it's gonna do something inside of you to make you feel a lot better, and you're not going to be able to think about what you're actually going through. So even if it was for that one night, they felt beautiful, they had high self-esteem, and nobody could tell them anything.
Right, right. So okay,
Yeah.
so let's do this. Let's do this part now, because I'm going to ask the question anyway, or because there's people out there watching, and when the show they see the show, give the young ladies who are, this is specifically for the ladies, young girls or young women or women period, because there's never really, you got to break some kind of mold. You don't have to be a certain, it's in you. Give them some advice about the modeling game, the industry, because remember back when there was only one specific type, but that
Right.
mold is broken.
Yeah. I've experienced prejudice. I've been through a lot in the industry, but it's all about growth. It's all about learning from your experiences. And I've actually gone to castings and was not chosen because they considered me plus size, which I'm a size 12. So size 12s are considered plus size now. And back in the day when it was Bo Derek and with the cornrows and things like that, size 10 was it. And now it's down to a size 8 is what they consider plus size. So I straddled the fence. So I could model for some designers where I was just a standard size 12 model. And I could also go on the other side of the fence where I could model for plus size designers. It's all about the designer and how they know how to dress my body. My body type is flattering, and they dress me well, so it's just about that. But I've experienced that. I remember actually at Wing Time, when Wing Time was open back home in Charleston.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, we got there, we were getting ready for the show, and a designer told me that she didn't have anything to wear. She didn't have anything to dress me in, and I was a little shaken. I must admit, I was a little
I
shaken
bet.
because everybody else was dressed. And that's the last thing that you want, is for you to be the last person that has not been chosen to be dressed yet. And so that's what occurred with me. So I took it upon myself where I always take extra things. And that's one of the nuggets I can give any aspiring models tonight, is take extra clothing. So I would always have black leggings in my bag and head wraps. I
Okay.
literally took a head wrap and made it a halter top.
Hmm.
And when the scene started, I was the finale piece. And I wore my head wrap as a halter top with some black palazzo pants. I remember, Jones probably remembers that because he was the host for that event.
Yeah.
And I walked down the runway and I was a winner. I defeated the negativity that I was subjected to. So,
Yeah.
you're gonna run into people like that have that type of mentality where they feel as though you're not good enough to wear their garments, no matter what size you are.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's so good to see women now, especially with us, women of color, our
Right,
culture, just kind of doing it because we've always been, we've always been marketable. We've always been different. We've always been uh, very, very important to everything,
right.
and it's been showing. But it takes them to see. Oh yeah, this is yeah. We can do this. Let's use this now. And but you keep breaking those doors down. And we had a model on the show, voluptuous young lady, very
Hmm.
pretty, but her inner shined, and
Right.
that made her outer look a whole lot
Hmm.
better. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she's just an awesome spirit, and she does things for the community. She's winning awards, and it's not just the awards, but it's the recognition from your
Mhm.
folks. You know what I mean? Because
Right,
we're
right,
we're hard to please. We're hard to please.
right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, cool. So that's great advice. I appreciate that. So now let's move forward out of Charleston. Let's get into Atlanta. Let's get into the struggle. I mean the struggle, like the struggle. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like there's struggle in every occupation, but there's the nights where you're just like, you know what? I don't even know about this guy. I
Right,
trust you because it's competitive.
right.
And if any woman thinks she's beautiful or she has it, now you got 5,000 women in one square block. So how? Because I know how the comedy game is. How is it in the modeling game?
You have to be confident. You have to know who you are. you have to know who you are and be confident in yourself, and just believe that any room that you walk into, you own it, you know? Um, People tell me that all the time. I'm so graceful and so resilient, and you just have to have that confidence within yourself. I have to build that. Confidence just doesn't come just like that, because when you've had so
Right.
many no's and you finally get the yes and things like that, then that's a little boost of your self-confidence, but you still have to continue to grind. You still have to um do better in your craft. You still have to mature in your craft. You have to learn about your craft. Modeling is does not consist of just hair, makeup, and clothing. It's a lot to it. You have to take photos. You have to really, you can stay in shape as well as a plus size model, because you want to have the opportunity to be a fit model, because
Hmm.
there's all different types of models, hand models, they're body models, lip models. There's an array of different opportunities that you could expand in the industry. But I love runway.
Yeah.
I love the runway. When I came to New York Fashion Week, I enjoyed myself. And it gives you such a high,
Hmm.
an adrenaline rush and things like that. But I'll tell anybody, never give up on your dreams, because I remember when I was still home in Charleston, and it was Vistaprint. Vistaprint had where you could get a shirt made, and you get the promo, you get the sample, and they send it to you. So on the sample of my shirt, I had Niki Nicole McClain, plus size model of the year. And that was in 2008. I think I was back home for whatever reason it was. And I did that in 2008. It took 10 years for that to manifest, for me to win my first award. So never give up. And I won my first award in my 40s. In my 40s. Now I'm 50 years old, so I
Yeah.
turned 50 this year, and
Well, welcome
I'm
to the
just
group.
loving life.
You trying to act like you old? Welcome. I've been in this.
No,
I've been in these 50s for 5 years now. So we're gonna edit that out. We're gonna edit that part out real
no, don't
quick.
edit it. Don't
No, no,
edit it.
no. It's you have to embrace. You have to embrace life, and you
Exactly.
make life what you want to make it the best you can. But you
Yeah.
said something important. I mean, you spoke something into existence, and you had the faith and the foundation
Hmm.
to make it happen, regardless if it took 10 years.
Right.
You got it. There are
Yeah.
things that don't come. You know the spiritual. You want to make God laugh. Tell him your plans. It all comes in His time, and He basically, um, you have to be faithful. You have to have strength. You have to
Right.
have that drive, and the belief in yourself that you can make it happen. So all of those
Absolutely.
things are very essential to what you're doing. How important is it to you to have a great support system, meaning a mate? You mentioned some things earlier, but again, knowing being in the comedy game, the entertainment field, is a rough game. And again, in general, it's any occupation, blah blah. But we're speaking now entertainment,
Hmm.
and people who have to believe in you and respect the game. You're traveling, you're running around, you're doing shows, you might be doing late shows. How important is it to have that mate that's your backbone, have a stronger one than you, maybe?
Mm, I did not have a mate. I didn't have that support system the total my total career. You know, um, it's very important though. I mean, I don't have that for myself right now, but it's very important to have your mate that believes in you and that supports you. Even if you're in the same industry, there has to be some type of balance that you have, and you have to believe in each other, really. And that's a good thing when you have your partner there with you to your events, because even when you're coming down the runway, you can still scan. You can still scan the audience. So it's always good to be able to see where your mate is supporting you and cheering you on and taking photos and things like that, and hitting the red carpet with you. But yeah, I mean, that part of my life, I'm sure it will happen. But right now, it's just me doing what I love to do.
Yeah, but and I say that, and that's a good answer because you're not always going to have that. So
Right.
then you have to have your understanding of self. You have to
Mm-hmm.
have your strength of self. You have to have your whole thing about self first,
Right.
and then that's just a bonus. You know what I mean? That's a bonus to have that support system. I've been doing stand up for 28 years now. I didn't always have it. Even when I thought I had it, I didn't have it at
Right.
sometimes. But then I did have it, and it's great to have that. But if you have yourself and your spiritual, and that can go a longer way
Yeah.
than having that physical person. But it's nice to have them.
Absolutely.
So now let's get to the accolades. Let's get to all the nice, fun gold stuff and or certificate, whatever you got. You have been awarded several times. One year you awarded 2 times for the same award. Tell us about that award that you won twice.
Amazing. Amazing. I had no idea that I was going to win. I was going to be so honored to receive this award because I was going through so much in my life. And I went up and I received my award. And at that point in time, there were so many things going on in my life. It was so chaotic. I had just ended a relationship, and I needed to move forward. But it took some time. I lost some things. I lost my business. I lost my home. And I was living in a shelter
Hmm,
when
hmm.
I received my first Model of the Year award in 2018. When I tell you, just in my acceptance speech, it just said a lot, and I was just saying how it was so important to forgive those that have hurt you and betrayed you and things like that because you have to move on. Which at that point I was not there yet.
Right,
just
right,
just being real, I was not there yet. I was still raw, I was still hurt, I was still broken, all the above. But I got up there and I said my speech, and I remember one thing that my grandmother told me that and this was a scripture, and it was Proverbs 18:16, and I stand on that forever, that your gifts will make room for you and bring you before kings.
hmm,
And that's something that I live by, and even living in a shelter at that time, I had 30 days there and I had to make something happen for myself. So by the time 2019 came and I won again in my acceptance speech, I had no clue. I was so taken back by winning for the second time. And when I did, I got up there and I was able to just share a testimony from where I was in 2018, and nobody knew. But see, we can dress things up. We can dress ourselves up and hide our hurt behind our smile, and nobody knows.
right,
But,
right,
you have to know you, and that's what I could say. That our friendship has been genuine from day one, and you always kind of call at that moment when I need you. You'll call or you'll send a text, you know and there's been a lot of times where I've hidden some things from you, but just being able to come back and talk to you and confide in you as a friend has been a lifesaver for me.
hmm,
So you know when I won in 2019, as I said, I was taken back, but I was so grateful and I was so honored by Archie magazine. That's ACHI magazine,
right.
and they honor all women. They're based out of Atlanta, but they've had Archie Charleston, Virginia, and just several other states. But just to be honored by such a prestigious magazine was an amazing experience for me. And I was able to get up there and let them know what my experience was the year before when I won in 2018. And there were just tears.
Right.
I didn't know that there were pretty much everybody in there crying, but people came up to me after the award ceremony was over and saying how much my testimony touched them. Because you never know what someone is going through, and I have that way of hiding things. I used to wear my mask very well, but those that know me and love me genuinely know when there's things that are going
Wait a minute. Let me go back to something. You said you hid some stuff from me. Is that what you said?
on.
Now
Well, yeah,
you're
because
revealing that in front of all these
right now, in
people that
2020, yeah.
you hid that now you're telling me in front of folks because you think I'm gonna be cool with you and
Well,
get on
we'll
you.
talk about that after the
Oh,
show.
now you want to talk about it
Yeah,
after the show? No, that's okay because that's listen. Sometimes things have to come when the person is ready for them to come,
right.
uh, and just to know some of the places where you've come from
Hmm.
and survived, and you do have a testimony, and that's why I asked you to come sit down with me because in our conversation you're going to help someone else.
Right.
And again, it's not about the awards, but the awards. Again, it is a confirmation that you've touched someone with something. And I bring this up. I won an award for a short film I wrote, and I never won an award for film. You know what I'm saying? And to actually win the award was okay, but the most important thing was that what I wrote, my vision, touched somebody enough
Hmm.
for them to say, "Yo, this guy deserves something," because that was, and that's the biggest thing for me. It's not the hardware is cool, but
Yeah.
when you go back to where you've come from,
Hmm.
things, and you think about the struggles, and you think about the times you were in your room by yourself crying. Not me specifically, but
Right.
it just sounded good just now. No, there's been days I honestly have cried doing this in my 20 some odd years of doing, because life just gets you that way sometimes. There's times I might have wanted to stop doing stand up, but it's that voice, and you know now it's God's voice saying, "I didn't put you there to let you fail."
Right.
You know, you hear your parents, you hear your aunts, you might hear your haters, and
Yeah.
then that kind of boosts you and pushes you to continue. So again, this is one of the reasons why I wanted you to sit down, because I remember when you came to New York, and I remember before all of the good great stuff.
Right.
I went to your show and you did your thing, and then we sat down that night and we talked.
Right.
And it was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Where I'm at, you know what I mean? I gotta move. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. But see how you sowing your seeds,
Hmm.
and which something that we don't realize until we get that connection spiritually.
Yeah.
You put the work in, but the work takes time for it to blossom, just like a flower. You put the
Right.
seeds in on Monday, it ain't gonna pop up on Monday.
Right.
It's gonna take a few weeks. So it's a beautiful thing to see you blossom. It's a beautiful thing to see you smile, and all of the things that you have worked for are still going on. And you've been in these publications. Tell them about some of the publications you've been able to grace. No, numerous magazines.
Right. Well, hair. My mom was a hairstylist back in Charleston, many moons ago. Uh, and I can't remember the school now. It escapes me, but it was downtown on King's Meeting Street. I think it was Fair. Yeah, it was Fair's Beauty School. So
Okay.
hair, makeup, and things. But I was a tomboy. I was the last person my mom or my family members thought that would be a model. You know, I was a tomboy climbing the trees, taking my
Right.
fancy bike apart, when it's raining outside. So, that's just how it was. But
Right.
just I think for me, um, you just have to know yourself. You have to learn yourself. I have to learn me, because people can tell you who you are. But if you don't know who you are, you're in a messed up situation. And I think I just lost track on what you just asked me.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
ask me the question again. I went off somewhere else.
No, I was talking about the magazines that you were
Oh,
in.
the
That's all I'm
magazines.
saying.
Yes,
Yeah. That's
yes,
that's
yes.
why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Oh my goodness. The magazines, yeah. Let's see. Universal Hair Salon. That's a hair publication. Chip Frost. He is the founder and CEO of Universal Hair Salon, and he goes to different hair salons and they choose models. The stylist chooses models to be in their magazines and
Right.
things.
Mhm.
It was really, really a good experience. Hot Atlanta, Bold Favor, um, and Bold Favor Ageless Beauty. That's a magazine for women that are 40 and older that are in the modeling industry, women and men that are in the modeling industry and things like that. Whew, yeah, an Archie magazine, so I've done a lot. I'm grateful for my years of my experience, my journey, and my uphill battles, and then my experience in the pit as well. So that's just what comes with the ball game.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this one last question for the first half. You're
Mhm.
doing fine. What are your future goals, short term and long term? In about a minute, if you can wrap them up like that, and then we're gonna go into a break and come back with our second half.
Okay. My long-term goal is to own my own modeling agency. And that's not going to be long. It's not going to be a very long term. It's going to be soon to come.
Hmm.
And something I'm working on right now is with domestic violence women and children in shelters, helping them and maneuver through the process and things like that, and just continue with my advocacy, being an advocate for them. Excuse me, being an advocate for domestic violence and the homeless, because you cannot speak on or help others when you haven't really experienced what they've gone through.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And see, that's what I was trying to get to because I mean, I could take a break anytime, but I wanted to speak on that too because it's I like this. I like this show, this platform to be informative. I like it to be something that can help. I like it to be entertaining. So when you have stuff like that all wrapped up in you, and this especially now, this is this
Right.
time to be helping because I had a domestic violence advocate on one of my other platforms, and now with this whole pandemic and people having to stay in the home,
Yeah.
that's a very dangerous situation even before this, but now you're stuck, you know what I mean,
Right.
because of whatever. So that's a very admirable thing that you're doing, so keep that going. And by the time the show's over, please put up tell us the information about that, and Smoke will put that up. So but right now I'm gonna give you a little breather. Give you a little breather. We're gonna take a quick break. Then when we come back, I'm gonna put you on a romantic funny man's love seat. Now don't get
Okay.
nervous. Don't get nervous. Don't let the dress start slipping, and then you gotta, well, Sean, I gotta let me. I'll
It's
be
the
right back.
jacket. It's the jacket. It's the
Well,
jacket.
I'm talking about the top piece too, but
Oh yeah.
the bottom piece, yeah. For my own personal, yeah, we don't want none of that to slip. So we got to keep it clean. So
Right. It's PG, Sean, even though it's after dark.
yeah, so we'll come back, and you sit right there, and we'll see what your opinions on love, romance, relationships, and things on the love seat. You gonna stick around?
I will be happy to stick around.
All right, you stay right there. We'll be back with more Niki Nicole McClain at After Dark with Shawn Cornelius right after this short break. All right, all right. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Shawn Cornelius, and sitting in, we're getting ready to put her on the love seat. Award-winning model, advocate, Niki Nicole McClain, my friend, my friend. I have to tell you, Nikki, though, you being my friend, I can't be easy on you.
I understand.
Yeah, we got to play it like I play it with everybody else. So between you and I still got love for you.
Okay. Am I still gonna love you after this, Sean?
Oh yeah, I think you might even turn it up a little bit more after this. You might love me a little bit
Okay,
more, if that's possible. All right. Okay.
okay.
Here we go. First question for you on the love seat. What is your definition of love, and why is it important to you?
Ooh.
Start out
Well,
the
my
gate.
my definition of love is ooh, that's a good one. My definition of love is being loved by someone who could uh who could heal you. I think there's so many different types of love. I'll say that. So many different levels to love. And I think that when you meet someone and they could love you in your brokenness, um, that's a beautiful thing because we're all broken in some area of our life. But I think when you find that specific person that um, just has not has everything that you need, but is willing to help you to be a better you, and you help him or her to be a better person. So I would say my definition of love is just knowing how you feel. How do you feel about love? I guess that's a little tongue twister. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. I should just say, I should just go ahead and be transparent.
No,
I don't
you
have a definition right now, love.
no,
I love
you
myself.
you started fine. You were doing
Well,
okay. Don't
well, I
don't
mean,
overthink it.
I just want to be transparent about that. I don't have a definition of love right now because my definition of love was always getting me into relationships that were not really healthy for me. So I'm still healing and learning about love and how to experience it. I think I've experienced love, true love, maybe twice in my life. So
Okay.
I'm being transparent. I don't have a real definition of love. I'm still learning how to love the right way and be loved the right way.
All right. Listen, I gotta let you slide with it because it's your definition. It's whatever your definition is. It could be whatever. You could say going out to eat McDonald's, and that's love because that person bought and put cheese on your burger. Whatever works for you. Okay. So
Listen,
now
now my definition of love can be eating ice cream for breakfast in the morning.
that's what I'm trying to
I
tell
mean,
you.
because I love that. I
Don't
love that. That's a
don't
fun fact too, y'all.
don't try to convince me. I'm telling you what it is. It is. So okay, moving. I'm gonna give you another chance to define something. What is your
Oh
definition?
my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your definition of romance, and why is that important to you?
Ooh, romance. Definition of romance is having in mind what your partner likes. That means like if you're in a relationship, um, it's about taking mental notes on what they like. So say for instance, if my partner knows that I like ice cream, any kind, butter pecan, sherbet, whatever, and I like that in the morning. If it's in the refrigerator, yeah, or M&Ms in the freezer, Twix in the freezer, Kit Kat in the freezer.
You know,
But it's all about the love language too.
of
So you
course.
have to know your partner's love language
Are
and
you
then be
hungry?
a good listener.
Are you hungry? Because you're talking about snacks a lot now. This is the love section, not snack section.
Well, you know what I learned? Love is sweet when it's with the right person.
But we're
So you know
talking.
that the candy.
Stop jumping back and forth, Nikki. We're talking about romance now. Stop trying to confuse me. I know what I'm talking about.
Romance is sweet. Romance is really sweet. It's about taking the time to learn your partner and learn what they like. And it's nothing. If someone comes, say for instance, you and your mate do come over and it's raining outside, so you can't go outside for a picnic. You have a picnic right in the living room, and you have their favorite meal and dessert.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
So
I'm cool
that's
with
romantic to me. But you know what's really romantic?
tell me.
I really don't care for flowers like that. Flowers are fine, but I love teddy bears and cards. So on Valentine's, I really don't care to receive flowers because
Right.
they die. So I love teddy bears, cards, little things like that. And if they make it, that's even better.
All right. Well, since you're talking so much about that, since you're running so much about that, how romantic are you, Nikki, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, I'm 11.
Okay. No, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with
I'm
it.
10 for real. I am 10.
Okay.
I am. I love romance.
All right, but
I love to be romantic.
tell me what makes you an 11. What you mentioned a lot of things before I asked that question. So what have you done? Give me an example that you can tell us that you've done
Mhm.
that makes you an 11.
Yeah, well, I did the indoor picnic.
Okay, you're
I
gonna
did the indoor
go
picnic
back to the indoor picnic.
with candles, and made the floor look really pretty, and made a nice meal and dessert, and had candles everywhere. Yeah, so it was very romantic, and the ambiance was really nice because I have white leather furniture, so the ambiance of all that together was just amazing.
All right, I'm not going to stick on this comment too long. Romance can always include food. Just saying. That's Tony Young.
Right, Tony? See, that's
Tony,
what
listen, no,
I'm
but
saying.
let me tell you about Tony. Nah, I ain't gonna tell you about Tony. Tony is cool. Tony actually is a model herself.
Tony,
She's a
see,
first
that's
time
what.
model.
Let's connect, Tony. Okay,
Listen,
inbox me.
excuse me. This is
We
whatever.
need to go out and eat.
Lord have mercy. All right. Anyway, next question. Give me three things that attract you to a man. Three things that are turn-ons about men to you.
Mm, his smile, his shoes.
Are you trying to be naughty and you holding
I'm
it
just
in?
saying, a well-dressed man is always attractive,
Okay.
but if he has a beautiful smile to go along with that, but the main thing is a nice personality,
All
beautiful
right.
person.
All right. Cool. Uh, let's go the opposite. Three
Hmm.
things that turn you off about men. Three
When they're too controlling, when they're trying to control me and things like that. A turnoff for me is definitely when you're being bossy. It's not gonna work for a Taurus.
Uh,
Saying,
could that be because Taurus like to be bossy as well?
I, I plead the fifth on
Okay,
that,
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. That
but
that was that question was not even on my page, but it just happened to come out just now when it said that. No problem. Okay, you said being bossy, controlling bossy.
right, yeah, yeah, I do not like that. And then I don't like when men talk with food in their mouths.
Talk with food in their mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would fall under manners type
Hmm.
of deal. No
And I
manners.
and I have one more. I don't like a man to be too pushy when you're getting to know me, or speak about inappropriate things too early in the relationship. That's a total turn off.
No. Okay, all right. So here's one that's kind of tough. All right, I'm letting you know. Respect, trust, and honesty are three things that are very important to a successful relationship, correct?
Mhm.
Tonight, right now, at this moment, I'm going to allow you to take one of those out and you can still have a successful relationship. Which one are you taking out? Can you do
Okay,
that?
Nick, give them to me again. What's
Respect, honesty, and trust.
ooh, respect, honesty, and ooh, that's deep. Respect, honesty, and trust. Okay, so I'm gonna take honesty out. And the reason why I'm gonna take honesty out is because honesty and trust. Respect holds a lot more weight with me.
Hmm.
If you respect me, that means that you're gonna automatically be honest to a degree. But yeah, I would alleviate honesty and stick with respect.
Yeah, I mean that's good reasoning. That's good reasoning because respect is the big one.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
major for me.
respect is the big one, and it should fall. All that other stuff should fall underneath
Yeah,
respect. But we know how people are. But that's a good. That would be. I would take a chance on that as well.
yeah.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. Now here's a fantasy for you. It's clean.
Hey.
You're walking down the street, Peachtree, somewhere in Atlanta, and you just accidentally kick a liquor bottle over. Out pops your romantic funny man genie. Now, your romantic funny man genie is a low budget genie. He only has one wish for you, but he can give you one wish, but your wish has to include something to do with love and relationships. What are you wishing for?
Mm. Okay. Let's what am I waiting for? And you only get one wish, huh?
Just one,
Just
low
one.
budget, low budget.
I would say that I would ask, the romantic funny man genie, for my soulmate, my life partner, because it's a little different dating these days, and you have to meet and greet, and there's only so much Starbucks you can do. No
Okay.
more Starbucks. Okay, y'all gotta learn that. No.
Well, no. You know what's so cool about what you're saying? This leads me right into my next questions. So you would ask your genie for your soulmate. Um, give advice. Let's go with men first, since you're jumping all over us. Give advice to men on about dating a woman today, because some young men need to hear from a woman's point of view of what's proper or what's kind of proper. So tell them out there what you think. Give them advice.
The advice I would give is, if you're emotionally unavailable, just stay there. Don't try to interact with someone that wants more. That's going to require more from you. Because when you're emotionally unavailable for a woman that is ready to be married, to be in a long uh, standing relationship and things like that, there's no need for you to waste her time. Especially when you know that you have things that you need to work on, regardless of this anger management. Um, you had trauma with your mom. Work those things out first. And I would always suggest counseling.
Mm,
Counseling is always a plus when it comes to your healing process. And a lot of times with Black men, they feel as though they don't need counseling. And that's just how they've been conditioned growing up. Black men aren't supposed to cry, they're not supposed to show their emotions and things like that. And that's not how I raised my son. I told him, you have the right to cry. When you're hurt, you're upset about something, you have to release that, because that's total poison.
mm.
And when you have that venom in you, everybody's going to get a dose. So I say, if you're emotionally unavailable for a woman, try not to date. Try not to date. And if you're just out of a relationship, that's another reason you shouldn't date, because you need to heal. You really need to heal and take in account what you've already been through, what you've experienced with that person, whether it's a man or a woman. You definitely need to take time to heal for yourself, because you're going to continue to go down a road where you're creating trauma, damaging other women, and they're no good for the right man that comes along that's supposed to, because
Right.
they've already been broken.
Right. So that's good advice. You said, man. So now let's jump to the other side.
Hmm.
Give advice to the women out here today about dating.
Yeah, same thing. Women, we can't settle. When we see the red flags, it doesn't matter red, purple, yellow, black. It's a flag. If you're dating a man, if a man that is a smoker, say for instance, or drinks any type of alcoholic beverage, and that's not something you're into, why date them? You don't need to date them, because that's not what you're into.
True.
So stick with what you desire, what you want your partner to have. Don't settle, because if you settle for a smoker, you're going to always be unhappy, because their car, their clothing, their mouth, they're always going to have some type of residue of smoke. So why settle for a smoker or a drinker when you don't do any of those things? You have to know what you want, and just clearly define what you want in a relationship in the beginning, and don't be pressured to get intimate in on such a quick and fast
Yeah.
level. Yeah,
Well,
take your time.
but sound like you was like shooting that at me there, because I know you're looking out to the audience, and you just was like, take your time. I'm slow.
No,
I'm slow, Nikki. I just want to let you know that. And you'll notice when you get to your 50, you understand it. Turtle soup is what happens. But no, we
did
don't.
you say turtle soup?
Yes, turtle soup. We don't tend. We're very impatient. This generation doesn't have that. We didn't have it. They
Right,
definitely don't have it, because they want everything instant right now, and
right.
that's a dangerous thing when you don't have patience. and you rush. That's how your
Mhm.
feelings get hurt. That's how you
Yeah.
get these mixed signals because you're not really taking time to talk or communicate. Excuse me. And then it's just now it's the next person's fault or whomever. You start the blame game on certain levels. That's good. I know you wasn't talking to me. I know you were talking to somebody else up
Right.
here.
And you know what? I just want to finish that off with, and we as women, we have to take accountability for ourselves. Because when we go into that mode of settling and we're so, um, I wouldn't say desperate, but we're so intrigued by marriage. Marriage is hard. Hello,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
work.
Been there.
So if you're not trying to date someone with a purpose or date to edify them, stay in your lane. It's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being single. And in my singleness, I found the areas that I needed to work on for me. And once you find that, I'm going to be the best mate for my new mate.
Right.
I was
Right.
good back then, but we all have some type of trauma, uh, either from our childhood, young adult, um, time in our life and things like that. So we have to figure out where that trauma is stemming from, heal that, and then we can go on to love somebody else.
Yeah.
But if we continue to do the same thing the same way, we're never going to heal because it's lying dormant there. So just heal first, men and women, just heal first, and then you will be directed to your soulmate, your life partner, and
Yeah. Yeah.
live.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, again, with growth comes hopefully maturity. And with
Absolutely,
maturity comes the understanding of all of
yeah.
these things we're talking about. And I'm gonna be mature. And someone put up, "You fine, girl." Still, you hear her stop rushing. A compliment is cool, but stop saying things that make sound like you're moving so fast. Anyway,
Right, right.
let's go to my game called Favorite Sevens, and then I'm gonna let you off this love seat. Um, all I'm gonna do is call some things out, and you just tell me your favorite. All right.
Okay.
All right. You ready? Here we go. Favorite food.
Food, shrimp, and grits. That goes together,
You
y'all. That
you
goes
so you
together,
so
y'all.
country. You so
Northern folk.
country. You so country.
I like the shrimp on the grits, not on the
Scrimp,
side, on top.
scrimp and grits. Scrimp. Say
Shrimp
it
and
right.
grits.
There you go. Scrimp and grits. Okay. Favorite all-time song.
Maxwell, Pretty Wings.
Okay. All right. Favorite all-time movie.
The Notebook.
Okay. All right.
I love love.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. Favorite book you've ever
my
read.
my favorite book I've ever read,
Mhm.
How to Heal After Heartbreak by Stephen Speaks.
Okay. All right.
He's a muscle right there.
Uh, favorite vacation spot.
Dang, I don't take those. I,
Uh,
I don't take vacation
humor,
spots.
humor me.
I would say I would like to go to Cancun.
Okay, all right. Favorite TV show.
Ooh, I don't watch TV, but I would have to say uh Sanford and Son. It doesn't come on anymore, but
Well, it
rest in
does.
peace, Red Fox.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. I
I
watch
mean,
it
yeah, the
every
reruns,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, the reruns, of
Sanford and
course.
Son.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Let me throw in a bonus one in here before I get to the last one. Uh, your favorite model.
I would have to say Valencia Walker. She lives in Atlanta. She is my model sister. But when I tell you, just saying, she's a bad mama jamma. She's the thin version of me. She's bad. She can walk. So Valencia Walker, yeah, would be my favorite, one of my favorite models.
All right. Favorite time of the day in a 24-hour period for lovemaking. Yeah.
You almost made my dress.
I well, I'm glad it's up
Listen,
there. I'm glad it's up there on your head tonight.
listen. Let me tuck her in some more. In the morning, Get your day started right. I'm just saying.
No, listen, I'm definitely a fan of morning.
Listen, send them off to work happy. That's all I got to say.
that's like your Starbucks. That's
I
your
mean, I don't
Starbucks.
drink Starbucks, but everybody
Well,
does.
your coffee in the morning. Some people prefer
I don't drink.
coffee.
You know what? But some ginger and turmeric tea.
There you go.
I
It's just
drink tea, not coffee, but yeah, with a little honey. It's
okay.
good.
It was just an example. Don't.
I get excited about food and
Yeah,
drink. Did you see
yeah.
that?
Go ahead, handle your business. Whatever works for you. All right. And with that answer, Niki Nicole McClain, award-winning model and friend, you are now off the romantic funny man's love seat. You
And I
did
made
you
it.
did a great job. This was so fun.
Got me sweating over here, Sean.
Well,
Look at
that's that's
the
that's
skin is
listen,
glistening.
no comment. And as we go, please give the folks one more positive message to go to bed with. You've been a great guest. This has been really fun.
Thank
And I'm going to
you.
put up your social media as you give them one more positive message in about a minute.
Listen, never give up on you. See, Sean, you have me so okay. So you guys get to see me tuck and tuck. So never give up on yourself, regardless on who speaks negative to you or treat you bad in a negative way. Always know that you are more than a conqueror, and you own it. Whatever it is, just own it. And love you.
All right, cool. Nikki, I appreciate you so much. You know the love I have for you. Thank you so much
Always.
for hanging out and dropping the jewels and having fun with me and my supporters. And continue blessings to you and the family.
Thank you so much, Sean. And you know what? I just want to say I am so humbled and honored that you chose me to come and be a part of new beginnings for you, your new endeavor. And we've never done this before. In
No,
our whole 20 plus years of friendship, we've never, in the entertainment scene, we've never
right.
double dutch before.
Nah. Nah, you see,
I
we're
love
we're
it.
we're
And
on
I'm
this.
so
We're on
proud of
these
you.
levels now. Thank you. That's why I said I didn't want it to be the typical interview because we've known each other so long. We just kick it and
Right.
talk. But now we have so much more to talk about with the
Absolutely.
accomplishments, excuse me, in the career, and that's a beautiful thing. So we know each other where we've come from, the struggles, and now it's just great to sit down with you, see you smiling, and just booming and zooming. So
Thank you, Sean.
continue
Thank you
pushing
guys for coming in. And I wasn't able to respond to everybody in the comments, but thank you guys for staying in here with us and having a good time. So thank you, Sean.
You got it. You got it. So, folks, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Thank you, YouTube watchers and Facebook watchers, for tuning in. Continue to share this. And as I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind and have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And please stay safe. We know something's happening, and whatever you think it is, you may not think it's COVID, you may whatever, but you see things happening. Please keep a mask on. Please stay your distance. Please sanitize. Keep yourself healthy. There's more than COVID out there. There's regular things that we've been dealing with, but just take care of yourselves. If you didn't learn anything this year, and you'll hope you learn that. So from Lula May and Cornelius, his baby boy, I'm Shawn Cornelius saying good night to you. God bless you. We'll catch you around the corner on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Love you, Nikki.
Honest, babe. Love you.